I need to change the thing. Sorry, yeah. Sorry, het is niet professioneel gedaan, dus ik doe mijn best om jullie zo'n beetje. My Nederlands is also not so great. Okay. So, how we got here. So, wat er is gebeurd, op 28 mei heeft de SAB een e-mail gestuurd naar World Athletics om ze te zeggen van dat Isam voor Suriname gaat rennen. En 5 juni, they finally, after een paar back and forth with emails and so, they from 5 juni the World Athletics database, they updated it. And if you look at the time, from the 5th of Juni, 11 juni zijn ze bij hem gekomen om te drug testen. De hele tijd heeft hij, voor dit had hij al Noah Lals gewonnen. Volgens mij, dat is wat triggers them. En omdat hij nog niet had gezegd hoe hij zou rennen, hebben ze hem, volgens mij, hebben ze niks gedaan. So toen het bekend was dat hij voor Suriname zou gaan rennen, zijn ze direct gekomen om hem te testen. En als je kan zien, op 11 juni was de eerste drugtest negatief. Again, hij had maar 5 dagen, 5-6 dagen. Toen ze hem hadden gezegd van, hey, we gaan start drug testing. En als je kan zien, 11 juni zijn ze gekomen. Dus 11 juni en 10 juli heeft Islam de Gatorade Player of the Year gewonnen. En toen zijn ze op 18 juli zijn ze weer gekomen voor een second out of test competitie. I need to show you something quickly. Sorry, we're going to be going back and forth between the two computers. Hoe gaat dit veel van je kijken? Ik wist niet hoe ik dit moest doen, so ik dacht van, laat me proberen. So, dit is enkele de producten dat ze aan Isam hebben gegeven. Okay? And as you can see, ik weet niet of you can see. Yeah, I don't know if you can really see it very well, but you can see here, this right here, is set NSF certified for sport, right there. You can, this this NSF certified for sport, So what that would take, and when I hear someone on a sample seat of
products,
sports, vitamina, that said that this company, well, it is a third company, so have that product test as saying enkele banned substance in it. En daarom hebben ze het recht om het daarop te zetten. Okay, so just keep that in mind. So anyway, he got there, and dit is de andere, dat is ook belangrijk. Als je ziet, het zet zo'n lotnummer daar, hè. De lotnummer is daar, so jullie kunnen het even zien. En ze praten ook over de lotnummer wanneer je op de website gaat en de hele zaak gaat lezen. And this is what the NSF said, is certified for sport. And he did put the whole thing, but if you look at the bottom there, that one there, I should check against yours, you're going to see that 34 is the same, but the numbers in the front are not the same. So these two were certified for sport. Yeah, these two were certified for sport. And also, what belangrijk is, wanneer je teruggaat, als je naar de NSF website gaat, kan je zelf dat nummer inpunchen. Dat wordt net aan jou gegeven aan de onderkant van de blik. Dan kan je zien dat ze zeggen van dat is niet certified. Okay? Het kan belangrijk zijn straks wanneer we verder praten. So, hier is waar ze aan de spullen hebben gegeven. Hier is een locker.
We zijn bij persconferentie van Surinaamse atleet.
Hij was ons ontvangen, ze zijn helemaal naar de airport gekomen. Het was heel leuk, want ze hebben ons zelf gevlogen van Zambia naar Los Angeles. Het was echt een honor. En als een high school atleet, dat is een van de grootste honor dat je kan krijgen in Amerika. Als een atleet die sport doet. Want Gatorade, wanneer ze hebben uitgeroepen als een atleet. Dat betekent dat je het beste bent in je sport. Dan hebben ze ook eentje waar ze bent overal de beste. Of course, natuurlijk heeft hij dat niet gewonnen, omdat de 3 categorieën dat ze loeken, dat ze checken. En hij was niet de beste, maar ik denk wel dat hij tweede was in overall. In elk geval, this is where we are, that is how to say. En ik heb zelf deze foto genomen, dus niet dat dit foto heel belangrijk zou zijn op dit moment. So, okay. Even aan, quickly. Okay. So, yeah. So, I think, zoals ik al heb gezegd, op 18 juli hebben ze de auto competition drop testing gedaan. En dan 28 juli is Isam naar Zuid-Amerikaanse kampioenschappen gegaan. Of course, hij was de eerste in Zuid-Amerika om 110 seconden te lopen in Zuid-Amerika. En dan tweede heeft ook de 120 world record verbeterd. Diezelfde dag toen hij dat heeft gerend, hebben ze nog getest, want ze doen een in-competition testing. En hij was negatief getest op die dag. En volgens mij Marlon was zelf daar, hij was daar as a witness basically. So, hebben ze nog getest, hij was negatief. Een andere opmerking dat ik even wil doen is, op 11 juni, toen ze de eerste dopingtest hebben gedaan, de dag daarvoor heeft Isam 9.83 gerend, 10 juni. 9.8, het was wel eerder, dus het was niet officieel, maar die dag en diezelfde dag hadden ze de NCAA Championship. En hij is sneller dan de people in college gerend. Ze zijn gekomen, 11, niks hebben ze gevonden. So, nu 18 juli, of course, en dan op 9 augustus, wel als die dag zou Isam vanuit Amerika naar Budapest gaan om de wereldkampioenschappen bij te wonen. En op die dag, in die tijd, had hij de 4e snelste tijd in de wereld. So hij was definitely, again on paper, was hij zeker de finale zou behalen. Nou, op 9 juli informen ze ons dat de test die ze hadden gedaan 18 juli is positief voor KW, K-Way, A5, A6. Of course, we've never heard of that, had no idea what does. Isam had no idea, so we were basically shocked as to what happened. Then, of course, we were said, hey, we don't know what that is. Toen hebben we een paar emails back and forth, and I think on 12 Juni to 12 Augustus hebben ze het, of course, bekend gemaakt, and the whole world knew what was going on, and of course it was probably one of the worst days in my life, because ik wist niet wat ik moest doen, hoe ik de informatie moest, basically, how I had to process that. I can only imagine what he went through. Of course, he's going to tell you what he felt. But for me, it was probably the worst. One of the things I was thinking, I was hoping that he was okay. That was the first thing, and then Twitter that time, oh my God, what a people. God, make up with all this and look say no. Dus voor mij was het echt niet goed. I can tell you that it was probably very, very bad. But anyway, luckily, I have a strong feeling. The first thing I asked him, did you do this? He told me no, and the minute he said no, I knew that he didn't do it. Because Isam is a kid ever since he was young. Hij was een beetje ondeukelend, dus wanneer hij iets doet, en je vraagt, heb je dat gedaan? Hij zegt je, ik heb het gedaan. So it's never a situation whether he did it or not, and why did you do it? Of course, then he tells you. So I didn't doubt it 1 second that he didn't do it. Of course, my second thing is, did the coach do something? Of course, we talked to the coach, called the coach was even as surprised as us, and he said he didn't do anything. So for me, I was good, because the coach was a guy that I didn't know him that well, but over the time that we were talking and the way the progression for Isam was forming, I knew that there was nothing going on, so I trusted what he told me. And then, 23 Augustus, and then what occurred is, when I saw is, the practice say, can you tell us how that thing got into your urine? Now, als je iemand die drugs doet, and you in the bank, that's actually fine. I was using drugs and that. And in fact, what good is about that, which is bad for somebody that's innocent, is that if you tell that she's a set fund, okay, it can put her down, that automatically cut your straf van 4 jaar naar 3 jaar. Want je bent eerlijk, okay, we kan jou gegeven dan misschien they pursue that you end up with 3 years rather than 4 years. Of course, he didn't do it, so we say he didn't do it. So now, of course, that the straf start 4 jaar. Okay. Okay, dan ja, so toen zijn we bezig, toen ik ben of naar Google gegaan om dat product te googlen. En een van de dingen dat ik heb gevonden is, one, it is a common contaminant in a lot of these products. That's why the product has to go through NSF. That's the only way you know for sure that there's nothing in there. And the way NSF certifies these products, so they certify it by lot number, not by product. You can have a product with 5 different lot numbers, only one to get certified and the rest are from me. As what happens is you every single lot moet je certify. That's who do. So I ended up hebben confirmatie van WADA, van AIU gehad, dat we die supplement kunnen sturen. En zij bepalen wanneer je de supplement stuurt en waar je de supplement stuurt. Je kan het dus gewoon in die lab gaan en zeggen van oké, test dit voor me. Zij moeten het zeggen wanneer. So de hele tijd moesten we wachten op de 9 augustus. 9 augustus wisten we al welke supplement hij nam. Dus toen moesten we een heleboel vormen invullen en zo. En de 23 augustus hebben we die spul gestuurd naar hem. So now, vanaf 23 augustus moesten we wachten tot 2 november. So daarom wanneer jullie me belden, wat ik zeggen we wisten niet, 2 november hebben we uiteindelijk confirmatie van de lab van AIU gehad, that they found something. And the way they described it, it was this indication that one of the products that you sell had 4% of product was made, so allemaal zijn in the file things of this actually that information that we could see from the paper. But the second leaf of the supplement came back positive, so we were happy with that one. Okay, Mr. Wait a while for that one, so Isam is good. They're gonna release it because I mean we didn't see it any other way because for one you didn't do it. Now you sent something that you didn't know what was happening, and then the second one, okay, we found the thing. So now they gave us confirmation, and then what the lab did for that, you said that they have a founder in the product. Of course, at first they didn't tell us which product it was. For us, it was Banana that it is that, so we didn't care. Then 15 November, Fragas announced that an unopened supplement will happen. Once the second one, hey, whatever you sent to us, it was ended up open. There's best mogelijk dat je iets erin hebt gezet en dan toen heb je naar ons gestuurd. So what we will happen is we will iets unopened hebben, so that we can test them side by side. Nu dat we indicatie hebben, we weten out what the products are. So in the meantime, the lawyer was busy with them because so the only second what the product it was. And the lawyer was like, no, you gotta tell us because we need to know which one it is. En ze zeggen van nou, we gaan het niet doen, we moeten eerst een unopen container vinden voordat we aan jou de resultaat gaan geven. Toen back and forth, de lawyer zei van kijk nou, wij betalen voor de test, so je kan de resultaat niet van ons aanhouden. En ze zeggen van nee, we gaan het niet doen, want het is niet against regels. Toen heeft de lawyer gezegd, kijk nou, we hebben dat in het verleden, hadden we al vele van deze resultaten gehad, zonder dat ze die onopen container hebben getest. Toen zei van oké, stuur me een paar cases. So de lawyer heeft binnen een paar minuten 3 cases aan hem gestuurd en zei van kijk, these are 3 cases, if you need more you let me know, but this is what's happening. Toen heeft Tony Jackson, wat de case manager was voor AIU en ons, toen heeft hij gezegd van oké, I see the releases, so uiteindelijk hebben ze ons gezegd dat het dat was. En dan wat er is gebeurd is, de lab itself, toen ze de test hebben gedaan, ze hebben dat ding gevonden, hebben ze dan probeerde om een close container te vinden. So zij hebben zelf geprobeerd om de close container te vinden. En AIU zelfs hebben geprobeerd om een close container te vinden. Ze konden het niet vinden. So wat er is eigenlijk gebeurd, nadat ze ISAM dat ding hebben gegeven, this is just my opinion, okay? So toen ze dat ding hebben aan ISAM hebben gegeven, wat er is gebeurd is, toen hebben ze iets ontdekt, denk ik. Toen hebben ze al die producten, want ze hadden maar, later hebben we uitgevonden dat ze maar 20.000 van dat spul hadden gemaakt. So het was makkelijk en ze verkochten het via hun website, van wat ik heb begrepen. Toen ze iets hebben ontdekt, hebben ze al die producten van de markt genomen. So there was niks. And think about it. When you buy something, basically you are responsible for that.
Yes.
Iets dat is aan jou gegeven, in de manier hoe je het gaat vinden, jij moet het weer aan mij geven. Als ik een close container maak. Het is niet dat we hebben geprobeerd om op de markt te vinden, we hebben overal gezocht, tot nu toe zoeken we naar het product, maar we konden het niet vinden. En so that's where we are. So dan wat er is gebeurd, so toen hebben we gewacht, tot about 6 december hadden ze ons dat product gegeven. En dan, vanaf november begonnen ze aan het product te zoeken. En dan uiteindelijk heeft onze lawyer aan hun een voorstel gedaan. Zeg van, kijk nou, we gaan wachten tot 15 december. Als jullie dat product niet vinden, dan moeten jullie gewoon de test gaan doen met whatever is there. Toen heeft de AIU, they agreed. Toen zeiden ze van, oké, 15 november, dan testen we. Toen hebben ze de test gedaan en nu hebben ze eigenlijk die officiële resultaten gehad. En de resultaten zijn, ik denk ook in dat ik ga proberen om te vinden terwijl die samen bezig is te praten, dan ga ik proberen om dat voor jullie te zien, zodat jullie zelf kunnen zien dat dat product in die container was. So dan wat er is gebeurd, so nu dachten we oké, ze hebben dan de confirmation test gaan ze doen, 16 december. Uiteindelijk moesten we 15 januari, welke is een maand, van 15 december tot 15 januari, moesten we wachten voor de resultaat. 22 hebben we nog geen resultaat van hun gehad. Oké, dat de ding. Nog 15 januari. Zo 22, toen vanaf 15 en 16 zo begon de lawyer aan met ze te e-mailen, zeggen van hey, we wachten, het is een maand, wat gebeurt er, we het resultaat hebben. En ik denk op 21 hebben we de resultaat gehad en die confirmed dat de GW1516 in de data rate waren. So it was geen confirmation. En bepaalde van die gummies, and now I'm going to show you what they look like quickly. So dat school is hebben gevonden.
Hij denkt het door haast hebben. We hebben alle tijd.
Okay, je kan het zien, hè? So that is what the product, this is what it looked like. En toen ze de test hebben gedaan, hebben ze buiten van de gummies, hebben ze een test gedaan. Ze hebben de gummies opengemaakt, in de middel hebben ze erin getest. En ze hebben het product buitenkant van de gummy en binnenkant van de gummy gevonden. So, and as you can see, denk je dat iemand, als je bijvoorbeeld iets zou doen met deze ding, al is het een needle dat je erin zou zetten, om iets erin te zetten, there will be some kind of evidence, said the lab, that they didn't see any evidence that iemand met die gummy zelfs hebben gemanipuleerd. So dat betekent niet dat iemand dat spul in de binnenkant van de gummy zou kunnen plaatsen, zonder dat ze eigenlijk een fingerprint of iets erin zouden zien. Want al moet je erin zetten moet het, well, I don't know, I won't even speculate, because it's going to seem like you know what you're talking about. So I was going to say, even if you wear a glove and try to hold it or something, somebody would see some kind of indenting or something. I'm kind of assuming that. So, but anyway, that's what they said, that they found the product on the outside and in the inside. So just keep that in mind. I think they need an answer. It's good, okay, sorry. Yeah. Okay, so now, so anyway, they confirmed that they found the product in the gummies. Okay, so we also advocate said, okay, since that you guys still have a funder in the gummies, why don't we just kind of see how you guys can just release the ban? When we know already where the product is, we look for the post container, we can't find it. You guys ask Gatorade said fund what happened at me. So what you can the next time do one, send with an on the solar farmer himself at fund the what name was fund the message that the Gatorade player of the year party ceremony, if we organize it and half of that, and the downside on we had manufacturing problems. That is things that will have a puppy basically, undisputed. You know, so that this thing is just this whole mind-boggling that they give him my son 4 years. It's really very, very painful, but again, your father, you just have to keep going. Anyway, AIU agreed and they set fund that Gatorade over the test results had informated, so that 2% Gatorade was set fund, okay, this is what we have a funder, we basically we vragen om te zien als je nog één van die producten aan ons kan sturen. En dan AIU said dat kijk nou, we gaan Gatorade nog een maand zo geven, dus ongeveer 15 januari. Dus in februari, dan gaan we beslissen maken als to wat we gaan doen, oké? 20 februari, dus het was 15 januari, dus dat hebben we gezegd, 16 februari zouden we beslissen maken. 20 februari hadden we nog niks van het antwoord. En de lawyer vraagt waarom ze zeggen dat wij, toen hebben we gezegd van oké, we moeten nog wat geduld hebben. And they're going to let us know in a week what will gebeuren. And he said, well, alleen maar. And see that December, well, see that basically October, November, we still al wat dat probleem. He was saying, maar, so vanaf nog geen beslissing maken. So, dan nu horen we tegen 1 maand dat they found the product and that Gatorade aan hun een container had gestuurd. And of course, the container was niet dezelfde lotnummer, and ze hebben die getest, en ze zeggen we hebben niks daarin gevonden, and therefore, it is clear that the product that ze aan Isam hadden gegeven, dat die vrij is van banned substances. That is saying a good argument. And then, zijn we naar arbitration gegaan, end of April, eh? Yeah, the 3rd of April. The 30th of April, yes. So and then of course, whatever they have done, and at the end they said that my son was banned for 4 years. So that is eigenlijk zo een beetje the overall. Ik ben niet zo veel in detail gegaan as far as like na dit, maar dat is eigenlijk al bekend. Jullie wisten, we hebben bekend, we hebben ons aan hun gezegd wat er aan de hand is. We hebben zelfs een expert dat voor ons heeft testified, and the expert is Paul Scott. If you Google Paul Scott, he was the lawyer the case van Lance Armstrong had overcome. He broke the news through his friend Landis. I think Landis was the one that I look is na Scott gegaan, and Scott was the ene die na WADA is gegaan, and that's how Lance Armstrong was outed, that he was using drugs. Anyway, that guy was also expert, and he basically on AIU said that yes, it was possible that one of the cans, or out of the two, that it's possible that one of the cans could have been contaminated, but it was impossible. The hoeveelheid die in de can was, je moest eigenlijk een chemist zijn om dat omdat hoeveelheid concentratie dat ding hebben gevonden. Je moet eigenlijk een chemist zijn om basically tot dat concentratie te komen en dan in dat ding zetten. En zelfs voor dat ding in de kant te zijn en om de innerkant van dat ding te zitten met een hele dikke hit, dat neemt een hele poos. Of course, AIU had some expert that came and said van dat je moet je even dat ding even wijzen, so that you can get context as to what I'm trying to say. Wat zeggen ze? Ze zeggen van dat je gewoon een drop van dit spul. So ze zeggen van dat je gewoon een druppeltje van de. So first of all, they said that the product, the gateway A516, je kan het op de internet kopen. En zelfs onze expert heeft dat aangehaald. Je kan het wel kopen. En de man zegt wel, als je het hebt gekocht online, kan je gewoon een druppel zetten, dan moet je een druppel daarin. Eén druppel van dat ding, dan kan je zelf de concentratie maken. Kijk aan dat. Als je een druppel van dit, hoe ga je dan al die dingen daar kunnen besmetten, basically? How is it possible? Think about that. And even then, wat zij ook zegt, en als je goed leest, ik hoop dat ze daarin denken, ik heb niet gecheckt als daarin zegt. Hij zegt van, als je dat ding eigenlijk online koopt, het is nooit pure. Het is niet iets dat je gaat zeggen, je koopt dat is de enige spul dat daarin is. Want meestal, ze hebben ook een studie gedaan, en die lawyer van ons heeft dat zelfs aangehaald in zijn brief naar de AIU zegt van oké, hij heeft online gekocht bijvoorbeeld, toch? En hij zet het daarin. Wanneer je test doet, ga je ook andere impurities daarin vinden. Want als het niet pure is, you're going to find the other impurities. En ze hebben niks anders gevonden. De enige spul dat ze daarin hebben gevonden is de GW1516. En dan, aan de andere kant ook, die expert, Mr. Paul Scott, zegt van kijk nou, the thing is so pure that the only way you can get that is you have to have a special DEA license to get that product that pure. En zelfs om dat concentratie te krijgen waarin ze dat ding hebben gevonden, moet je zelfs een chemist zijn om het basically te vinden. So that is eigenlijk the background. So voordat ik de mic en Isam geef, als jullie eventueel vragen hebben en zo, wil ik twee dingen eigenlijk, ja, twee feiten even aan jullie geven dat heel belangrijk is. De AIU zeggen van, ze hebben bewijs dat de spul die ze hebben getest was eigenlijk quote-unquote dezelfde dat ze aan Isam hebben gegeven, maar dat is niet waar. Want de lotnummer, en ze hebben zelfs in hun brief, the brief that they filed, like the motion or whatever you call it, je kan zelfs zien dat de lotnummer niet hetzelfde is. Dus pay attention, when you're going to read that thing, pay attention. If you need to write the lot number, then write that you're going to see that it's niet dezelfde lotnummer. And why zeggen van nee, if you're going to bring something, bring hetzelfde. A lot number one, als je twee lot nummer hebt, dat betekent dat ze niet, ik ben niet in manufacturing, but what I heard is that you cannot have, otherwise what's the point of having a lot number? Als je zo kunnen zomaar, ja toch? So, and then the tweede, the gateway container had the NSF for sport certificatie on it, maar the product is niet NSF certified, that's a fact. And as it niet NSF certified is, then chances are they are banned some tests in there, or it was not confirmed that there was nothing in there. So that is what we deal with, and to be honest with you, also the lawyer Dua Harper is one of the best sport lawyers. He won so many cases, he's probably one of the top lawyers in America. And vanaf het begin zei hij aan ons van, kijk nou, you guys gonna fight this fight, but the people you're gonna fight against, they're unreasonable. They're really unreasonable people, because if they were reasonable and they looked at all the data, then look, it was bad, okay, that they found the thing in my son. You know, the funny thing is, the moment dat ding hebben gehad, heeft die vrouw van me, en we hebben e-mail, we hebben zelf foto's, heeft die genomen van dat product, heeft zij dat sms gestuurd naar die coach en zegt van, is het oké voor Isam to take this? And the coach was like, let me see the front of the, and this is, I'll show you guys the email. So this thing was just bothering me. I only started doing this thing this morning because I didn't know how to actually start, but I hope that it was a good, nice oversight for you guys. Die vrouw van mij heeft zelfs, en we hebben dat aan hun gepresenteerd, van zegt van, kijk nou, hij heeft dat spel niet zomaar genomen. We hebben die coach gevraagd, het is set NSF certified on it. And here it is, it's not NSF certified, and you're still saying that it's possible he could have put something in there. How? Of all the product he have, why Gatorade? Why don't you give away that? It's name, what's the other thing you had? It was something called Airborne. Well, what happened is, I had them for Colgate, and you got vitamine minimum for Colgate, and this thing called Airborne. It is a natural product. We had that costume. What was after from my skin is a it was not in there. So that also that sounded good.
Hij gebruikt zijn mic niet.
Maar dat zijn om daar het is altijd dat op Gatorade in de Gatorade te zetten. Want dat zo'n probleem is op Gatorade. Want voor company like Gatorade, how are you gonna try to trick them or do something like that? Je moet echt gek zijn om dat te doen. So dat is wat ik aan jullie even wil voordragen, zodat jullie zien dat as soon as ik declare, and I say that, as soon as ik declare he's going for Suriname, that's when it became a target, in my opinion. Now, target, you can interpret it how you want, but all I'm saying is they were really focused on him, and the minute they found something, it was so unfortunate that he went to that Gatorade the Gatorade ceremony, you know, and now look where we are. But one thing I can tell you, my son is a fighter. This thing is not done. You know, we are definitely we're gonna appeal it, and we're gonna see what else we need to do to get the product. But Gatorade is gonna have to give it to us, whether they give it to us voluntarily or we force them to give it to us. And we have means to see how we can get through for them to give it to us, because it's only fair. They honor him, they can't do this to him. Because what they're doing is they're just destroying a young man's future. He's only 18 years old. Maybe it's a positive, right? He's 18, it's something he can come back from. But again, why do they do this? So that's my question to Gatorade. Why? I don't know why, but hopefully we will find out one day. So thank you so much. This is what I had to say, and I'm going to give Isam the thing. I don't know if you want me to say something or you do.
Just about the NSF certification, that one of the technical managers from NSF was at the meeting.
Yes.
And also declared that that product was not certified by them.
Yes.
And we have also
we have written where he says that, and you know what's so funny? 15th of December, Secretary on AIU that the product is not NSF certified. You read the briefing, they didn't mention that in there. As they were doing is it Redenaire, they were Redenaire over after the thing. So, but that he didn't mention, they didn't even mention that my wife checked with the coach before she gave it. All they said that he didn't take precaution enough to prevent this. How? They gave it to him, they gave it to all the, as a matter of fact, it's a much bigger problem for them, because Isam wasn't the only one that got this. Unfortunately, he was the only one that was tested, because he was the only one going to the World Championship. The other athlete, one was a basketball player, the other was volleyball, the other was baseball, the other was cross country. So Niman had a radar to be tested. That was the Enoch, and of course, here we are. So let me give him the thing, and then you know what you want to say.
I just want to say thank you again. I'm grateful to be here.
Alles moet schuin.
Move all the microphones real quick.
Hij is in Amerika opgevoed, hè?
The witness that can fix all this. Give it know? Okay, yeah. So, yeah, I just wanted to come and make sure that, I address this. Wanted to come and speak to you guys myself. This is my country that I represent proudly, and I wanted to be as transparent as possible with you guys to know what's really going on, and that we're going to fight this to the end, and that, I'm in great spirits. I'm only 19, and I have a lot of years ahead of me. I can't let something like this that I didn't do, prevent me from having a great career. You guys have already seen what I can do in 1 year. Who's to say what I can do in another year, in 7 years, 8 years? And, I have a bright future ahead of me, so I'm ready to represent my country proudly, and I won't let this thing destroy me. But we can open it up to, questions now that anyone has to ask me.
Who wants to go first?
First of all, hi, my name is Amanda Paris. I'm from Kiwis. So if I have it correctly, the guppies were not NSF certified.
No,
But they placed
On the can.
the sticker that it was certified.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's on there.
That on its own, it shouldn't, in order for it to have that sticker, it has to line up with the website. That's what the guy came and testified and said. He said, I can't speak on these ones because they never came to my facility. I can only speak on the ones that were NSF tested. So technically, they weren't supposed to have that label on them.
Can you sue them for posting advertising?
That's something that we have to wait and see what's going on. I can't really say anything on that right now.
Okay, also a group here in Suriname had started a petition that they wanted to boycott here in America. Have you heard of it? Or are you against it? What are your ideas on that?
Yeah, so my main focus right now is, I don't think this was done intentionally to me, right? It was such a small level. I don't think someone sabotaged me. Right now, the biggest thing we want is answers. We want answers, we want clarification, right? I'm not here to say, oh, this, that. What was done was wrong, but I don't think it was intentional. It was just managed poorly. That's all I say that. So, as of right now, all I want is answers. I don't want to see anybody go down. I don't want to be angry at anybody, because anger, it doesn't fix anything. I can be angry right now, it doesn't fix what's actually going on. Right now, all I want is answers to clarify how did this happen. That's my biggest focus right now. But I thank everybody for the support, and however you guys feel towards them, that's up to you guys. But for me, I'm just about finding the answers. I'm not trying to bring anybody down. I'm just trying to answer questions.
Masyado Salman, BBC. I want to go back to the WADA. Do you know exactly what the rules of WADA are in terms of taking bad substances? Does the WADA care from where it comes, or does the WADA just say you cannot have in your body, and we don't care how it got that you don't have in your body? Because if it's that, they have a strong hold. So it's your problem how it came into your body, and the WADA don't care about it. What is the example?
So there's this thing called strict liability. Strict liability means it's in you, you have to explain why it got there, right? The burden of proof is on me, the athlete, not on them. They don't have to answer, oh, how did this happen? Oh, all these other things. The burden of proof is on me. So I have to explain to them in the best way I can what happened, right? If it's not satisfactory enough to them, then that's how it works. It's not, I don't know exact rule, but I know strict liability, the exact definition of that is, if you find it in you, you're responsible for it, whether it was intentional or not, it's in your system, so you're responsible for it. That's the rule, the strict liability, that's how you would phrase it.
And who gave the answer, the WADA or the AIU?
The AIU, yeah, the AIU, World Athletics. The AIU represents World Athletics. It's like the policing force for World Athletics. Like World Athletics says, okay, we hire you guys to handle all this stuff on our behalf.
Okay, everyone has to guess about one. The gummies, I've eaten before, of course, the first time.
Yes. Who you said?
The gummies, Have you eaten it before, or was it the first time?
This was the first time that this was a new product that was also discontinued. So it was a product that I've never seen it in the stores. And all of the people that I've talked to, they've never seen it in the stores before. It was only available for a brief period of time, and then it was taken off the market. Why it was taken off the market, who knows, right? But the only reason why it ended up in my possession is because they gave it to me. If they didn't give it to me, I didn't know it existed. I never knew what it was. I didn't even know they made this product. If it wasn't given to me, I never would have been able to obtain it because it wasn't available. I thought it was a new product that, because we're a Gator Player of the Year, you know, we're exclusive, we're special, we get special products. I'd never seen it in a store or online before. I've never looked for that product ever in my life.
The best stuff that they find, the BW1560.
Yes.
What does it to you?
The funniest thing about it is I don't even know what it does. I have no benefit of what it does. I have no idea what it actually even does. From what I understand, right, it was banned because it was actually created to cure diabetes or something. That's what I've read online, right? Whether the online thing is correct, I don't know. It's not a scientific paper. But from what I've read, my own understanding is that it was seen to cause cancer in like some animals when they were testing it. And I think that's the main reason why it was banned. Don't quote me on that, but I don't know what it does. I don't even know what it does. I haven't really looked into what it does because they just told me it was there, and I'm just like, I don't know what it is. I don't even know what it does.
Is the fat burner or to erase your endurance?
Sorry, what?
A fat burner?
I think so. That's what it says. It was, yeah, and it's supposed to increase endurance or something like that. I think that's what some people have said, but once again, right, when we were in the hearing, the only thing they can use in a hearing is scientific papers, right? They can't use any article. It has to be a scientific paper, and there were not many scientific papers that are available. Even in the briefing, it says that there's only one or two scientific papers, and both of the experts from AIU's behalf and from my behalf agreed that the paper wasn't even that good. Those are the only things that can be discussed in a court hearing. You can't discuss all these other articles that aren't scientifically proven. That's the only thing you can use in a court case, is scientifically proven thing. So whether it's fat burner or this, I can't speak on that. I don't know what it actually does. And those things weren't brought up in the court hearing. I don't think they really care to know about that. It's more of in our ban list. So this is what we expect to happen. We have to do the 4 years.
Ja, ik.
Voorzitter van het associatie. Ik moet vanwege professionele verantwoordelijkheden helaas.
Dat is maar voor één moment.
Ja, ik moet wegens professionele omstandigheden de persmeeting helaas verlaten. Maar als associatie wil ik dus toch wel even met betrekking tot de hele lees één opmerking of wat meerdere opmerkingen maken. U snapt. En waarom vind ik het nodig om toch deze opmerkingen te maken? Ik wil de pers bedanken voor de aandacht besteed aan de lees. Ik moet zeggen dat ik telkens als ik als Surinaams Olympisch Comité ben benaderd om informatie te helaas, zoals het gezegd is, niet echt te kunnen reageren en aanloop te aangeven moeten afwachten. Feit is dat het een enorme feeststemming was natuurlijk toen de familie had besloten om voor Suriname uit te komen. En alles wat enkele jaren in feite al in voorbereiding was via de Surinaamse Atletiekbond terug te gaan afgeworpen. De prestaties in Zuid-Amerika, ja, de eerste officiële meet van Asinga uit Suriname met het oog op de Olympische Spelen, die heel veel hoog aan onze gegeven met betrekking tot de Olympische Spelen in Parijs straks in juli, augustus. Dus we hebben het allemaal gedaan, breed op social media, breed persoonlijk, iedereen feliciteert elkaar. En toen kwam de enorme cold shower. Ik moet stellen dus dat het Surinaamse Olympisch Comité met betrekking tot de hele case natuurlijk niet op de eerste lijn zit. In feite is het primair de Surinaamse Atletiek Bond. Het voordeel is dat het Surinaamse Olympisch Comité met betrekking tot informatie heeft gehad. Is dat de voorzitter van het SAP natuurlijk ook onze secretaris-generaal is. Dus via die lijn heb ik eigenlijk dit proces kunnen volgen, maar ook aan mij was het om te zwijgen erover. Toen bekend werd dat de stof gelokaliseerd was in de Gatorade gummies, toen was het eigenlijk voor ons een beetje een hoera-stemming. Ja, van het is gevonden. En dan was het even afwachten. Maar toen het bekend werd dat het Gatorade was, toen fronste ik al mijn voorhoofd om toen te kijken naar mijn wenkbrauwen op. Want ik dacht van, dat wordt een enorm feit als het inderdaad zo is. En om kort te zijn, de presentatie van Asinga, die is dus duidelijk. Er wordt geen vingerwijzing gedaan en Isam zegt ook van hij wil dus niet stellen dat er sprake is van sabotage. Maar als ik persoonlijk als intellectueel naar de case kijk en naar de stappen en naar de tijden, want ook voor ons was het wacht te killen. Helemaal voor de atleet en helemaal voor de familie Amerika. Maar ook in Suriname, want met alle calls van de pers van wat is er, hoe gaat het met de Olympische Spelen, gaat hij nog rennen en enzovoort. En in feite in het begin zei van het ziet er goed uit, maar om te wachten. Ja toch? Maar naarmate de tijd verstreek en ik naar de tijdsdelay voor de beslissing die genomen moest worden, werd het eigenlijk steeds donkerder in mijn mind, om het zo te zeggen. Maar de grote klap kwam natuurlijk toen definitief het bekend werd. Voordat het gepubliceerd werd, wisten wij natuurlijk allemaal dat nog niet erover gesproken worden. Dat was dus de grote downer. En ik denk dat inderdaad de familie alle stappen moet ondernemen om deze blamage, want om eerlijk te zijn, als persoon, maar ook als voorzitter van het Surinaamse Olympisch Comité, ben ik ervan overtuigd. Ja, ik ben ervan overtuigd dat dit een keuze is die verder uitgezocht moet worden, omdat het op heel veel punten mij niet richtig overkomt. Dus ik wil het daarbij houden. Ik wil voorzitter zijn als Surinaamse Olympisch Comité, maar op heel veel punten de tijdsperiodes tussen de bezittingen, terwijl er aan februari bezit zou worden bekendgemaakt, dat was medegedeeld, ook schriftelijk, heeft het geduurd tot mei. Met allerlei vertragingen, dus dat kwam al vreemd over. En nogmaals, ik denk dat een fight tegen een multinational, een enorme fight is, je moet echt heel sterk zijn in je schoenen staan om deze fight te vechten en om met deze fight door te gaan. Ik wens jullie succes toe met deze fight. Als jullie nou de dus wat ik denk. Dank u wel.
Hi. My name is Gloria Botsa. I've listened to your explanation and it seems like a done deal, right? The can was another number as what they have tested?
Yeah.
The lot number, you call it?
Yes.
Okay, and they took it away from the internet, so it is not available anymore to buy this. So you only had that lot number to prove, right?
Yes.
And so they tested another one. So what's the problem then for them to admit? A stupid question, I guess. So they don't want to admit that probably there was some substance in the can before, in the products before, because why did they take it all off? Do you have an explanation? Did they tell you why?
Why? Sorry.
Why everything is out of...
Oh, that's the funniest part, right? Is during the hearing, right? That was brought up. Once again, like I said, right? The burden of proof is on me.
Exactly.
Meaning that if the burden of proof is on me, they don't have to answer any questions. They can say, all they can say is the burden of proof is not on us.
Okay.
It's on me. You see where it's kind of finicky, right? Where I have to answer all the questions, but a hard question like that, doesn't have to be answered.
So-
It's kind of interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
That question still has not been answered. Why such a big company? How do you manage to completely take off the market a product? Go search for it. He's trying to search for it. Nowhere to be found. Nowhere to be found. Completely taken off. So it's already a red flag. It's already why is that? This even now on its own, why would you discontinue? Because in order for me to put out a product and pull it back, I have to have a pretty valid reason of why I did that.
Of
You can't
course.
just do it for fun.
Yeah.
Something went wrong, and you take it away. It's something as simple as that. So I don't know. Those are the kind of questions that I'm trying to answer and figure out.
Yeah, and because it was on the can that it was certified by the company, right?
Yes.
But it wasn't really certified.
So the NSF, yeah, like my dad kind of explained, right? The NSF, those records are public. Pull out your phone, you can search up NSF. Every single lot that is certified is open to the public. You can check it, line it up. That one was not. It was never NSF tested, never NSF certified. So the fact that it has that logo, it shouldn't have that logo on there.
So what is the lesson we can all learn from this? Even if that's logo on the can, that doesn't mean automatically it is certified.
It's not a matter of I would say 99% of the time. This company is very trusted. They're a very trusted company. Even at my college, they say whatever supplement you take, make sure it has this logo. This problem isn't on their behalf. It's not on NSF's behalf. They've done everything correctly. They show exactly what's certified. Now, if it was on the website and then it came back, then it'd be involved. But it's never even in their database, so they know nothing about this specific one that I took. They can't testify and say, oh, we know. The guy said, I can't speak on this one because it wasn't in their system. So all the ones, 90% of the time, 99% of the time, right, the NSF logo, you can match it up. The fact that it wasn't, it's not very normal. And especially, you understand that's not normal because the product was discontinued, right? That's kind of where there's a lot of gray area of what really happened, and I'm trying to figure out.
I'm live now on Facebook, and a lot of people say to tell you that they're very proud of you and your parents, and to keep on fighting. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Just from the ABCTV, Isa and Tommy, though you are going to the class. My question is there a plan B if the cast doesn't speak in your favor?
Good question. Yeah, that's kind of it is a good question. As of right now, right, the cast and the appeal and all that stuff, that's between us and AIU, right? But there's still more questions to be asked on, Gatorade and PepsiCo's behalf. There's different ways to get that done. We're trying to figure out how that's going to go, but as of right now with the cast, that's all we have right now, right? There's a reason why you can appeal decisions and take it to that next level, because how CAS works is they completely void what's been done. At this hearing, it's a new hearing, new people in a higher court. So everything, all the evidence, we can present new evidence. It's a whole new entire process, meaning that, as you know, there's a lot of gray area here, right? I don't blame the cast did, what they made the decision already. That's in the past now, right? All we can do now is look forward to the next one, and we have time to present new things that we're going to try and figure out now. There's different means of trying to find new evidence, find new information, find what really happened before that hearing, so that there's more information that comes to light, which will hopefully make the decision a lot clearer that something went wrong. That's our hope, and that's all we can really bet on, because after CAS is that's it after that, right? So I'm grateful right now that I'm able to appeal this decision and take it to the next level, because I don't agree with it. Clearly, it wasn't fair, and it was not accurate at all. So that's what we want to.
I ask this question because
Yes.
I know the main problem is you're fighting against the multinational.
Yes.
And they are a $1 billion company, so they can fight against you, and you don't have those resources.
Yeah.
And I hope that the test in a way that will not look at multinational
That's the only thing that we can do. Because if they look in the favor of the multinational what is happening that's and the
yes, I mean, all we can really pray for is that, you know, there's a even playing field and that they can see through what's been going on. And, you know, I'm very confident that this will be resolved because, as you guys know, there's a lot of gray area that hasn't been answered. To me, right, as these questions that have gone unanswered, they get answered, we start to figure out what really happened. So that's kind of what I'm looking forward to right now is just letting it unfold, right? Because there was a lot of, like I said, there's a lot of information that wasn't answered, and as we get those answers, through however we have to get the answers, it will reveal what's really going on the other half. I think that's, the panel was put in a kind of tricky situation. The panel that just made my decision was there were a lot of things unanswered, but when you're in that hearing, they have to leave with a decision. It's not like they can say, okay, let's wait. They have to leave with a decision. All they had to work with was the information that they had, and there's a lot of gray areas, so I don't think they had a full picture to really make that, you know, a full decision, and I can't blame them for that because information was withheld from us. They only had what they had to work with. So let's hope on the next one, right, that we have a bigger picture, a clearer picture that can make it easier for them to see, okay, this is what really happened. So that's all we can pray for and look forward to it.
Dennis Mansell, the trainer, the former trainer from Asinga. Now, I go for the solution. It's not a big stage.
Hij woont in Amerika. Hij is opgegroeid.
You must go from defense to offense. What you can do, put a claim, $1.5 billion on Gatorade, and you will see what's happened. Because Gatorade got to put press on the IF, because the type of food, the balance. And when you put the $1.5 billion claim on a world stage, you make a bigger environment. Let more people know about this. Because it's not about athletics. It's a lot of more.
Yes.
Because nationality play and Kira Richardson on drugs. 1 year. Yeah. And you, a young guy, 18 years old, and you got 4. Yeah. They will put you down. Yeah. Make it a bigger claim for a total country. Yeah. Create a bigger platform. Yes. Put $1.5 billion. Yes. Everybody will say it's crazy. But what's happened? Because for your life, yes, you can be a millionaire with sport. And now they destroy it. Yeah. I put $1.5 billion. You have to fight. Yes. You have to change from defense to offense. Yes. Thank you.
And I think yes, that's the biggest approach now is that, you know, the biggest thing now is just like I said, you know, trying to share the story, tell the story, speak on it. Because I promise you, if I had done something wrong, I would not put myself in a position where anyone's up for grabs. They ask me a question, I'm stumbling. I have nothing to hide. That's why I can confidently come back to my country and tell them what happened and confidently speak. Anyone who has questions for me, you know, they can ask them. I have nothing to hide on my behalf. So I think in due time it will be exposed, you know, how we go about, you know, calling them out. We're working on different things, but as of right now, yes, we're just moving forward with that. So I thank you for your idea. I have to represent my country. I can't let this just go away. It's not going to go away.
Okay, I want to know, do you all know how long the substance stays in your body after you take it?
You said, do we know?
Yeah.
I don't know about how long. You know, it was testified in other cases that, I don't know, because it's not, they don't make that information public because someone could use that information.
Why I ask this, because you're not the only one who got a test from Gatorade.
Yes.
Other athletes who were not tested.
Yes.
So if it stays long enough in your body, Is there a possibility to test those athletes who were not tested before?
I don't know about how that's going to work.
Just to add to what your question is, the reason why we don't think it's probably going to still be in the system, because don't forget, he tested negative on the 28th. So he tested positive on the 18th, but on the 28th he tested negative. And also, the buffet night December Fondo was so small. As a matter of fact, somebody even said that I shall color just salt lake and you put it in 8 ml of water, it was less than that. That's the buffet night December Fondo. And so second one, they're going to ban it for 4 years for that. And don't forget, June 11 was negative. So it just doesn't make sense in my head that it had to be the product, because when they found the substance in the Gatorade, it lined up with what they found in the system. So it had to be that. But somehow, they just don't want to believe it because they knew that we didn't have the closed container. So basically, it's a kind of oversight whatsoever. You know, so that's what's so difficult. So now, if we try to do the test on these other athletes, the only way we can hope for is that one of these athletes still have the container. Even if it's open, it's okay. Because what we're going to try to do is not for them to send it to us, maybe send it straight. That's probably one way.
Yeah, so it's kind of a tricky question.
Yeah.
And I have one more question. Do you know if this is the first case in this sort, so that the thing was NSF had this certificate on it, or were cases before where athletes were banned for this?
This is, I would assume that, I would think it's the first case where, because like I said, right, most athletes, when you get a supplement, right, you buy it in the store. So if it's in the store, that means that it had to have gone through a lot of processes for it to even end up on that shelf. The fact that it never ended up on shelves and it was discontinued and all these different things means that something went wrong with the product, right? If it was, I promise you, if it was certified and I went to a store and bought it off the shelf, we wouldn't have been in this situation. There's a lot of things that went wrong in the process that led to it ending up in, technically it shouldn't have ended up in my hands. That thing should not have ended up in my hands. It should not have been handed to me, and that's basically that's very, I don't think that happens commonly, that, you know, people just be given things like that. It was given to me, I never bought it. So that's what makes this one very unique, is that I didn't even go out and buy it. It was given to me, it was brought to me. If it wasn't for that, them bringing it to me, I never would have had it in my hands, you see? That's where it gets, it's very interesting and unique in that case that most people buy their stuff. So that's the difference.
And I have one last question. Worst case scenario.
Yeah.
This band stays.
Yeah.
What's your future?
My future? Keep running. I'm only 19. I'm already one of the fastest U20 runner ever. For me to give up on that dream for something I didn't do, I'd be a fool. And I have a country supporting me. I have my family supporting me. I have my friends supporting me. So, and I have God supporting me. So, who am I to give up on that dream because of what some people would tell me I did? If I know I didn't do it, I can't live my life like I did. I have to continue like I was a clean athlete that is trying to run and make a difference in this world and represent his country. That goal never changes. The goal doesn't change. The goal doesn't change. I'm gonna go to the Olympics. I'm gonna go to World Championships. I'm gonna bring back a medal. That's not gonna change. You know, whatever it looks, as of right now, I'll be 21, 22 when I'm back. Technically, right now. I have a lot of years to go. Right? I can't let this thing destroy me. I gotta keep going. You know, I can't. It's not how I was raised. It's not how my dad raised me. You know, he made something for himself when everything was stacked against him. You know, all these different things that he had to deal with in his life, but he still made it work to where he went to America. He was representing his school. He was winning championships. He went to the Olympics. You know, in life, things aren't clear. Things aren't easy. Things aren't easy, clear cut. You're gonna get thrown challenges in your face. All I see it says is a challenge that has been brought to me. How am I gonna react to it? Am I gonna just give up and gonna start acting sad and angry? Because that doesn't get anything done. That doesn't get anything done. Me making angry, sad. Yes, it's an annoying situation, But those emotions are human, but at the end of the day, those emotions don't solve the problem. The only way you solve a problem and get out of a problem is to keep persevering, to keep going, and to keep striving, and the doors will open as you keep doing that. So that's my thought process, that's my mentality, and I will be back on the track. And when I'm back on the track, I'm going to pick up right where I left off.
Thank you.
You don't have to answer this question, just ask me. Helemaal is praten jij antwoord. Ik wil de neiging of aandacht gaan praten. Noah Lies. Die is nou top. En hij Noah Lies 2 keer schrikkelijk verslagen. Heb je het gevoel dat het een setup is? Dat Noah Lies in Amerika komt. En Isam van Suriname is daar. De grotere geld dan je hebt gezien als
Wauw, het is een hele moeilijke vraag om te beantwoorden. Wat ik wel kan zeggen, zelfs in Amerika had een jonge man gezegd dat sinds hij Noah Lies heeft gewonnen, kwam dat hij op de radar was, zelfs during the hearing, that was zelf gezegd dat hij van Noah Lies heeft gewonnen en daarom is hij in de testingpool gegaan. Hij was zij gezegd. Dus wanneer je dan al die dingen kijkt, dan vraag je jezelf af. So ik probeer te beantwoorden without antwoorden. Want je begrijpt wel hoe het is. Maar het goede is, zoals hij het heeft gezegd, is maar 18 jaar. Dus I don't feel like it's gonna serve the 4 years. That's just my personal opinion. Because he didn't do it. So, and there are ways where we are trying to see how we can get the information that we need. So it's something that's being worked on so you guys can know that. But we need to get that, and we're gonna, whether if it's by force, not force as in we're gonna do anything crazy, but we're gonna have to figure out a way how we can get this product. And we have to get it, because Detroit at some point is gonna come to their senses. They can destroy an 18-year-old's life like this, just because for profits. It just doesn't make sense. All they have to do, literally, is to come up with the product and let us test it. If it turns out to be it's not the product, it'll be hard for me to swallow because I can't see it any other way and it's really not any other way. So they're gonna have to come with it, and if it's not, then it's clearly something is going on. So yeah, it is possible it could be a setup, but it's hard to say, we don't know. Because they make it so difficult to come up with a product.
Everyone's talking about the ban, but what does this ban mean exactly? What can he do and what can he not do?
So basically, as of right now, I can't compete on just can't compete in track and field right now. I just can't compete.
But it's more anything that is sponsored by the World Athletics or any league that has affiliation with World Athletics, for example, the NCAA, he can't compete there. He cannot also train with the same athletes that are doing that are running for NCAA. Technically, he can be at school, but he has to train on his own.
Yeah. Also, I think the rules they're online, so it's more clear because they're very transparent about what I can and can't do. I haven't really read through all of that, but it is online, so you don't have to directly quote us. It'll be a more clear-cut answer of what and what. They have it clearly written out so that you can get the best answer possible. Because we can't get that answer. We don't know it that well. I want to make sure you know that.
Okay.
Paris, is it over now?
Is it over? We just have to wait for some things to unfold. There's still a chance that we can get this resolved. We just have to let it play out. But just trust me in saying that we have a good plan, to pursue this, and it's not the end of it. We have a plan set in stone, I just can't really discuss it as much, but there's more things to be done, and soon enough, yeah, there's more things to be done. So I'm not going to cancel that possibility out because we have to have a plan in motion.
Yeah, my name is Martin. I'm a very good friend of the family. And my assumption is that it's a big money, it's a big thing in the world. Having a young Sudanese athlete being on top of the world. And I think that you only have got that protection that you needed. You know? Yeah. All the movement. When you're in fact you're a threat. Yeah. You're a threat to most of the top athletes in the world. Yeah. And if you go, everything you eat or drink, in fact you cannot eat nothing outside. Yeah. Nothing, even though it's from Gatorade or from PepsiCo or from whatever. Yeah. Because you're a threat. Yeah. You're a Sudanese now, you're coming out of Sudan, you're a threat. And then you will do anything. And yes, you're on your own in the United States. Yes, you have to train us, but you should care. You should have somebody, in fact, since you move and say, I will come out to Suriname, and the representative will make the profit that you get.
Oh, oké. Mensen, dit was dus de persconferentie van Asinga. Thanks, die geband is voor 4 jaar. De vader vertelde, ja, hij heeft van Gateway hebben ze hem geroepen van, hey, je mag onze producten gebruiken. Toen werd hij getest en toen werd er iets gevonden. Ze hebben het opgestuurd. Het schijnt dus een nummer te hebben aan de onderkant van het bakje. Dus de organisatie die die check-ups doet, die heeft een heel andere can met een ander nummer gecheckt. Gatorade die heeft alle andere producten die ze dus van dat stuk, van dat ding hebben. Hebben ze eruit gehaald. Dus het is nergens meer te vinden. Laten we hopen. Hij heeft heel goed gesproken. Een jongeman van 18 jaar die zegt van ja, ik geef niet op. Blijf open. En zijn vader was emotioneel. Want ja, het is toch wel niet even simpel dit. Dus we gaan voor het goede. Zoals hij ook zegt. Hij gaat voor het goede. En laten we hopen. Het is natuurlijk een billion-dollar company. Dus we gaan voor het goede. We gaan eruit. Ciao, ciao.